Personal branding is kind of dead. I'm just sitting here outlining my content strategy that I want to implement going into the new year, and I realized that I want to separate myself from the business as much as possible. I want Myk's personal brand to be a completely different story than the companies that I own. Because the truth is, in the long run, what I care about most in my content is just sharing my story as authentically as possible. And nowadays, there's so much noise with everyone starting their own personal brand and associating it with their business and trying to sell eventually down the line someone, somewhere, somehow. But the truth is, if you separate yourself from that and you just tell your story in the most authentic way possible, the results that you're going to be able to see are going to be exponential in comparison with everyone else. And people are going to follow you because of the things that you are currently experiencing, because of the way that you view the world, because you're taking these people through the lessons that you have learned and are currently learning. For me, I think it would be much more valuable to share those lessons about the businesses that I'm starting and running, and down the line have those people want to work with me because they like me for who I am, not because I tried to hard sell them. And I want to be able to share and document my journey, because that's ultimately what I believe social media to be, is an expression of yourself. It's a lens that people can look through to see your life, somewhere where you share the highs and the lows. So moving forward, my goal for the foreseeable future is to simply tell a story that people would want to follow along with. And that doesn't mean that creating content for your business is completely irrelevant. It still plays a role, but I do think that separating them is important, because the goals of what you're trying to achieve with each audience is completely different. And if you try to combine them into one, it kind of just becomes a mess, and people get confused and you get confused about the kind of things that you should be posting. So it's not necessarily that personal branding is dead. I think it's just shifted, because the number one thing that people lack these days online is trust. So if you can be transparent with them and show them who you are, you're much more likely to develop a relationship that you'll actually both want to be part of. It's just a more long-term view of the game as opposed to a quick hit type of instant reward. And then on the contrast, if you do have something to sell from your online presence, you have to provide an unreasonable amount of value for a consistent long period of time that people would feel stupid not moving forward with you if they are your ICP. Don't get me wrong. There's many people out there that have scaled their personal brand and have had something to sell. Take Brez Scales, Iman Gaji, whoever you want to take. But they're at a different stage of the game than me that obviously doesn't apply right now. So I think bringing absolute transparency and honesty to every single piece of content, regardless if it's personal or business related, is the way moving forward, at least for me. Just as an example, I'm a 19-year-old that runs 2 businesses, both doing 5 figures a month, and pretty soon I should be, fingers crossed, knock on wood, everything works out, I'm going to be moving to Montenegro completely on my own and living there for a year while locking in on the business even more and getting coached playing tennis in a brand new country that I know nothing about, that I don't speak the language of, that I know no one in. That's a hell of a story. And that's exactly what I want to share. I want to be able to document the journey so that years down the line, I can look back and see what my life was like, and other people can do the same. And so on that note, I guess I encourage you to follow me along on that journey, or don't. That's perfectly fine as well.